their biggest issue from last year has been fixed. And it wasn't even just their biggest issue last year. It's been their biggest issue ever since they won the NBA Finals. Welcome into My Take Is. Go ahead and do me a favor and hit subscribe. I got a ton of other good stuff coming out. I promise you will not regret it. The Denver Nuggets are going to win the 2026 NBA Finals. I figured this is where I would end up before we got about 10 games into the season. But I wanted to watch some games first, just to make sure that my preseason thoughts lined up with what I was going to think during the regular season. Going back to last year, look, this Denver team pushed a great Oklahoma City team to 7 games, and it was really with a roster that wasn't very good. It was just Nikola Jokic is a stud for 7 games, and that's how they were able to force that series to 7 games. And their biggest issue from last year has been fixed. And it wasn't even just their biggest issue last year. It's been their biggest issue ever since they won the NBA Finals. They won the Finals, a bunch of guys left, and they haven't been able to reestablish the depth needed to go on a deep postseason run. And they have finally fixed that issue. They finally have a bench. They have a bench. They haven't had one of those in forever. Russell Westbrook was their leading minute guy off the bench last year. He played about 27 minutes a game off the bench for the Nuggets. And I like Russell Westbrook. That dude's a stud. I'll never forget staying up late, watching him dunk on people, and the Kevin Durant return to Oklahoma City. It's one of my favorite games ever. With that being said, Russell Westbrook's a little bit older. He's reached a point in his career where he should be the 7th or 8th best player on your team. That's about where he should be. That's just the very simple reality of it. And they replaced those Russell Westbrook minutes with Bruce Brown. Now, Bruce Brown is not a better basketball player individually than Russell Westbrook. With that being said, Bruce Brown's a better shooter. Bruce Brown has played with Nikola Jokic before, and Bruce Brown doesn't get in the way of the offense. I love Westbrook. But from time to time, Russell Westbrook likes to call his own number. And when you have Nikola Jokic, you don't need Russell Westbrook calling his own number. Bruce Brown doesn't do that. Tim Hardaway Jr. is going to take a lot of those Julian Strawther minutes. Tim Hardaway Jr., he is your heat check guy. He's a guy who can come in and score 15 points in 2.5 minutes because he hits 4 threes and he gets fouled and he makes the layup. It's the kind of guy that he is, and it's really nice to have that when you're going to have to navigate your way through a really tough Western Conference, and you can be out of a game or feel like you're out of it. Tim Hardaway Jr. comes in, he hits 4 threes in 2 minutes, and all of a sudden you're back in it. It is such a nice luxury to have, and the Nuggets didn't have that in a role player last year. Obviously, like, stars can get hot and do that, but the Nuggets didn't have that in any sort of role player. Tim Hardaway Jr. is that guy. And that's a very valuable thing to have when you're navigating through such a deep Western Conference. He's going to take a bad shot every now and then, but Michael Porter Jr. did that last year, and they were obviously fine. So I'm not too worried about that aspect of it. He's also going to get a ton of open looks playing off of Jokic. The Nuggets finally have a backup center for Nikola Jokic. It makes me happy. It just does. They were playing DeAndre Jordan real minutes last year. I love DeAndre Jordan. Watching him dunk time and time again when he was playing for the Clippers was awesome. It's a part of my childhood. I'll love it for forever. But he has no business playing real minutes in the NBA right now. He didn't last year. He doesn't this year for the Pelicans. All right, so bringing in Jonas Valanciunas, a guy who would be a starter on a lot of other teams in the NBA, like that is a very valuable addition for this Denver Nuggets team. And then obviously you still have Peyton Watson, who's still there, who's going to be, one of the top 4 guys off the bench for Denver this year. That's real depth. Now when the Nuggets have an 8-point lead and Nikola Jokic goes to the bench, that lead isn't going to disappear every time he goes to the bench. They're going to be able to maintain some of the leads that this starting unit for Denver, which we all know is very good, builds. So like that is a huge thing. Now, they don't have to be great. They don't have to be the best bench unit in basketball. But last year, with Nikola Jokic on the floor, the Nuggets were the best team in basketball. With Nikola Jokic off the floor, they were the worst team in basketball. This year, they're probably not going to be the worst team in basketball whenever he steps off the floor. So that is obviously a major improvement for them. Cam Johnson's also better than Michael Porter Jr. Great shooter, just like Michael Porter Jr. is. But Cam Johnson's a better passer, and he's a better defender, and he's not going to take bad shots. There were too many times last year where Michael Porter Jr. would just come down the floor and chuck up a three in a big spot. And when you have Nikola Jokic on your team, certainly I don't have to explain to you why that's a bad decision. Okay, so while Michael Porter Jr. can get hot and kind of go on these runs, that's what Tim Hardaway Jr. is for. Cam Johnson's a guy who's going to shoot 40% from three. He's not going to shoot you out of possessions. He's going to make the right play, and he is a significantly better defender than Michael Porter Jr. is. I think that's a huge upgrade between that and the upgrades at the first four spots coming off the bench. It's really hard not to love this Nuggets team. I know I do. I think the West runs through them. With that being said, I did a video yesterday on Houston. I think they're really good. Oklahoma City is obviously a great basketball team. I was watching them earlier. They're kicking Portland's butt right now. So it's certainly not a given that the Nuggets are going to win the whole thing. With that being said, they are officially my pick to be your 2026 NBA Finals champions.